Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today we got an update from my comic Doomsday Kingdom, wonderfully illustrated by James Milne. Now, before we get into this, well, two things. If you're new and you have no idea what Doomsday Kingdom is, I'm going to put a playlist that will go over everything we discussed over the past year or so. That will be down in the video description, the link of that anyway. As a matter of fact, there's an eye up here. I could put the playlist there. Also, James has done some really kick-ass art recently, and there's a lot of fans that are asking me if he has an online shop. His link to his online shop is going to be down in the video description. It's not all Doomsday Kingdom stuff. He did this Walter White that's like a play on The Walking Dead's issue 19. Instead of Michonne, it's Walter White. Instead of the two pets, it's Merle Walker and Daryl Walker. And then recently he did this wonderful, I'm not an artist, I don't know the technique, but I know it took him forever. So he was showing me bits and pieces along the way, him putting this together, and this thing is fantastic. You know what? I cannot believe I forgot to bring this up in the video. I was actually going to make a separate video just talking about this, but James surprised me with art that he made that is in 3 pieces. On the left side, you have Rick Grimes and Walkers. The middle piece, you have the Rider and Creeps. And on the right-hand side, you have Joel, Ellie, and the Clickers and the Bloaters from The Last of Us. So if you put it together, it's a connecting print. If you put it together, it has The Walking Dead, Doomsday Kingdom, and The Last of Us. One of my favorite pieces that I was going to put in a solo video, but I was thinking, I'm talking about this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I not put it in this video? So I got the image up on the screen, but this is one of my personal favorites, and if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you know what the book covers are, those are the hardcover books that contain 12 issues. He colored these in the style of those. I'll put an example up on the screen, but I think these things are freaking fantastic. I'm actually gonna order a one of each print. This is independent, so I gotta buy my own too. So, but they are reasonably priced, so I'm definitely grabbing one of each. I definitely want to connect these because I think that idea is just so damn cool, man. I'll let you get back to the video. And then also, he has his buddy doing a variant. Now, we don't know what to do with this variant yet. We have a couple ideas, but we will announce it when the time is right. But this is a glorious variant of the rider on a mean-ass horse. I love the horse, because the horse looks like he's going to kick ass too. But this variant is fun as hell. I love this, and I definitely want a print myself of just this variant to hang up. I think this is incredibly cool. So you could check those out. You could check the link out and see what else he has in the shop. I know he has a couple of other things, but I want to do an update for those who have been following Doomsday Kingdom. It was supposed to come out last year, and then every few months we were going to come out with issue 2, issue 3. Now, originally, James was not sure if he would be able to do, 2 or 3 or 4 issues, so we were going to just do the first issue and see what happens after that. Now, we did the sign-up for everyone who's interested, and that thing did 10 times better than I would have ever expected. At this point, I'm more worried about over-promoting this than I am about getting other people interested, because we're going to ship this ourselves, and right now we have almost 1,000 people, like, for sure, that are interested. That's not including people who want doubles, that's not including people who want the variants, that's not including people who just didn't sign up, that's not including people who newly found out about this series and was not even aware that there was a sign-up. And the sign-up's not important. Don't stress it if you're new. That was just to get an idea, to get like a guess of how many we would be shipping ourselves. Because again, every single order we're going to be physically handling and shipping out. So it's going to take a good chunk of time to get all those orders. So the sign-ups were very successful. The activity, the requests, the messages, everything's been a lot. There's been the volume, the amount of activity's been tremendous. I mean, it's a huge positive. So there's definitely a ton of interest there, and this is where James says, you know what, I'm committed. I want to work on this project until the day I die. Like, he wants to be a part of Doomsday Kingdom forever. There's no cutoff point. He wants to continue to work on the project. So there's some things we got to figure out as far as the legal aspect. All right, and here it's not as bad as it sounds. It's not like people arguing or fighting over money. I know that comes up a lot when people are working on projects together. It has nothing to do with money. I'll be as honest with you guys as I am with James. In all honesty, not saying this to look good, I do appreciate and respect the artwork. It does take a while, absolutely. I want artists to get paid, and that's not just James. Like, if we have colorists coming on board or an inkers, I want the artists to get paid. I want them to feel comfortable here, and I don't want it to be something where they're putting it off because there's nothing for them to help them out as far as like monetary reward. So I want them to get paid, but I also want Doomsday Kingdom to make a little bit of money. And this is at a point in time when it is making money. I don't expect it to make money off the first issue, second issue, third issue. But at the point in time when it is making money, I want the artists paid. I want Doomsday Kingdom to be able to, I don't know, sponsor projects, like in general, sponsor projects where we can give people who order little treats, like even a bookmark with an image or some kind of print. I want to do things like that down the line. But the first and foremost, if we ever recoup money more than what we put into it, definitely paying the artist. I am at the lowest priority, so it's not about money. For me, the only thing I ever worry about is control. And I've said this to you guys and to James. James knows this. James doesn't want to have anything to do with control at all. He's already made this clear, so there's not like a conflict of interest here. Like when it comes to control or ownership, like with the story branching out into video games, books, like that's the only thing I've ever been worried about. And that's something that he's not interested in. It's not like he's sitting there saying, oh yeah, I want part of that. So there is no fighting or bickering, but there is something that we need to draw clear lines moving forward on the legal side of things, because in 6 months, if we hate each other's guts, and that's how, if you look at all the cases in the past, that's how it works out, where people are cool with each other, and then they're like, it ain't no big deal, move forward with it, whoop-de-whoop. And then 6 months later, they hate each other, and it snowballs into some bullshit later on. In all reality, contracts are better for everybody. So I think this is a positive thing, but it is a long process, especially when you don't got the money to just go to a lawyer and be like, look over this is what I want, this is my walk away points, bada bing, bada boom, send this over to his guy and get it done, wrap it up, whatever. We don't have that, so we got to look into some things, save up a couple dollars, go and get some advice and stuff like that. So it is long and tedious, and that's why I was delaying this update, because I wanted to just be able to come out and go, okay, you know what? It's been delayed, but we're over it. We da-da-da-da. But I was doing a ton of different things, but I'm back at it now where I got my upgrades with the channel done, so my main focus, in a couple days, my main focus is going to revert fully to getting the comic off the ground, whatever we got to do. I don't want to bore you with those type of details, but the comic is going to be high priority. The channel's still going to run here at Megapath Presents, but the comic is high priority. My next update video, if I could be brutally honest, I either want to say, listen, this didn't work out, Doomsday Kingdom's not happening this way, or I want to come out and say, okay, here's the release date. Unless something else pops up where it's like information you guys should have. This is simply about making sure we have the language right and we're both comfortable to move forward, because once we move forward, everything defaults to its own like contract by law or some shit like that. I don't know the official words, but it defaults to like both being owners and yada yada yada. And that doesn't align to what we had already agreed on. So I guess that's that. Now, I don't know a date and time where I'm going to be coming out saying, okay, here it is, here's the release date. The best thing I can say is keep an eye on this channel, or keep an eye on the Doomsday Kingdom Instagram, or keep an eye on the Doomsday Kingdom Twitter. I will put those links that you can follow real big. Those will be the first links down below as far as the Twitter and the Instagram. And then below that will be James's thing, and then below that will be the playlist. And then I'll put other information for like my social media and stuff all the way at the bottom. So you can find all the links down in the video description. And I just gotta say a huge thank you to everyone who's being patient and understanding. If some of you are out there are just frustrated and annoyed, I definitely understand. My only hope is that once this comes out, we'll be able to look back on this and be like, okay, you know what, it was a stumble step, but we're here now and we're getting an issue every couple of months, or every 3 months, something like that. And that is honestly a realistic goal. Not an issue every month, because keep in mind, if we're going to be sending physical copies out, we're going to be handling every single order ourselves, and that's time consuming. Like if we were shipping out 1,000 orders, even if we split it up between us, that's still going to take a considerable amount of time, on top of what we're already doing with our schedule already, and then preparing for the next issues, running the channel, working, having a life, and taking care of our families. So it's taxing, but we're doing our best. So with that said, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I really would like to know what you think of this art. This rider image is becoming one of my personal favorites. I feel like this belongs in some kind of den with leather books, some scotch, a leather chair, a fireplace. This image would fit in something like that, like a nice painted, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I love it. Give me your thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.